Well, good morning. Welcome to Cure Dimensions, a platform that focuses on plain pathways to positive provisions. And this morning I'm talking with my old friend, Taisha Scantling. And it is a pleasure to do this today because this is a great Sunday afternoon with not much cares in the world. And we have this time to thought about looking on the fact that wherever you are in life, you will have challenges, but every one of us learn to develop certain true grit to overcome our challenges. And this is typical of just about everyone. And I'm speaking with, as I said before, Taisha Scantling, and I'm just going to ask her briefly to tell me a little bit about who is Taisha Scantling.
Oh, that's a mouthful right there. So, hello everyone. I am Taisha Scantling, and I am a native of the city of St. Petersburg, Florida. I have been here majority of my life. I used to live in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and most of my adult life was lived here. I am a mother of 3 amazing grown men, and I have a grandson who is the love of my life. His name is Aiden Scantling, and I am also married. I've been with my current husband for over 34 years now. And
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So we've shared a lot of titles. We've been divorced, best friends, boyfriend, baby daddy. We've got them all. He has all the titles.
That's a colorful relationship.
It is. And through it all, we've made it through. So I'm happy about that.
That's a good part.
Yeah.
So, very good, very good. Anything else you might want to tell us about Taisha before we ask another question?
I absolutely love to roller skate, although I don't get a lot of time to be able to do it. And double dutch. I just can't find people to do the double dutch with me. Yeah, that's
wonderful. Wonderful. So, I've known you, I think, more than 20 years.
Yes.
The first time I think I met you was at the bank.
Yes. One of my former careers.
Yes, one of your former careers. I think the bank was called
Wachovia.
Yes, and when I have my complaints, I'll talk about this bank just want to walk all over me. But like I said, we have different times of life, and because we live on planet Earth, there's always challenges, and so I want to focus a little bit on what is it that challenges Taisha, and what's perhaps maybe your biggest challenge?
So I would say my biggest challenge, I left corporate America about, I want to say over 15 years ago, and I have gone through the process of turning myself into a serial entrepreneur. And the challenges that I've found myself facing are really trying to scale up my business so that it becomes an actual household name. When I left corporate America, I had big dreams, big ambition, and the reality of it was I've never ran a business. So that has probably been one of my biggest challenges. So in that process, I started gathering as much information as I could, learning the process of how to grow a business successfully. I did some consulting work for an organization called the Tampa Bay BBIC, and then I created a program to help other entrepreneurs who are in the process of trying to start their business. It was a 15-week intensive training program. Before leaving the organization and moving on to a different phase of my career, I taught over 350 small business owners how to actually start their business. But what I realized was, even in that process, starting your business and becoming a business that is self-sustainable is totally different. What I learned was I was trading a paycheck for a position as the CEO of my company, but I wasn't financially able to hire additional people. I wasn't able to scale up. So that has been my biggest challenge in my professional life.
Wonderful. The biggest challenge, it sounds like a big job, a big calling to be the CEO of a company. And I think that anyone who has achieved that ability to as a leader has accomplished something very, very significant.
Well, I would agree, but what I had to do was I had to go back and redefine my why, redefine my purpose, and redefine my mission. So, like many of us, when we start a business, we started with the ideas of just making a whole bunch of money, but we don't have an end plan, in many cases, in sight. So in doing so, with all of the skills and all of the knowledge that I have, I put together an opportunity that would allow me to grow my business and take away the things that I don't want to do. So as a real estate broker, that's what one of my businesses titles are. You hire individual agents, but what I did not like was you don't have the ability to really control that liability really falls on you, and I didn't want that liability. If I'm going to hire somebody, I want them to be an employee, not a 1099 where I don't control them. But when I got started in this business and became a broker, those were not some of the things that I considered. I just thought, I'd get my license and hire all these agents without having all of the information to make an informed decision. So in transitioning into different roles, I started to really go back and look at things that I liked, things that I didn't like. And now, as I progress, I'm able to make better decisions to be able to remove some of those roadblocks that have created those issues for me and being able to scale up my business.
As an entrepreneur, I find that you are very well connected in St. Petersburg. And I think on a number of occasions, I myself have come to you for advice. I've come to you to find a professional, perhaps here or there, that may help me in a challenge that I have. And I find you as a very good resource within the community.
So that wasn't planned. That was not my goal.
Right.
But I have been a connector and a big community advocate for years. When I left corporate America and I started working for the organization, my real true passion was really helping businesses grow and succeed. There wasn't any money in it, but that was my real passion. So in that job, I knew that I had to be connected into a lot of different, with a lot of different people, and I had to become a resource because that's what people were coming to me for as my job as a consultant, to be able to help them. So my biggest thing is, if you know more than me, then I can't call myself a consultant. My job is to know more than you. So I constantly educated myself. I attended every event that there was possible to be able to attend. I made I was in places, in spots, and rooms where it mattered. And so that's how I became, multifaceted, connected, if you will.
Right.
And
you move to the challenge and become proficient for it.
Yes.
That's a great thing. as you know, I'm original from the Caribbean.
Yes.
You know, many, many years ago.
You still have the accent.
Yeah, close to 50 years ago. Okay, and I've seen the various challenges within the community in St. Petersburg, and as a woman of color,
yes,
you can't step over that aspect because when you're a person of color within any community in the U.S., you have certain challenges.
yeah,
And in order to be triumphant, to be the victor, to be overcoming the difficulties that society throws at you, you have to have some aspect of true grit,
yes,
to surmount the difficulties. So when I speak to you, I see you as a person who took on the challenges, and from whence you came, you put together all the resources you can find to be a success. And I see you as a success. And so with the whole idea of Cure Dimensions, I'm seeing where you're solving issues within the community. You know, I see, that's what I see. So my final question to ask you is what kind of advice you may have for the young people coming up and for new generations within society?
So, a lot of people don't know this about me, and I'm very transparent, and I share it. I was a high school dropout, and I was a mom at an early age of 18, and I had really no goals and really no ambition during that time. But once I became a mom, and I want to go back and say, it wasn't that I didn't have any goals. I wasn't surrounded or was in an environment that was motivating and nurturing to be able to encourage me to want more in life. And after I had my son, I made a decision that I wanted to go back and get my GED, which I did. And then after doing that, during that time, I was on public assistance. I received food stamps. I was on WIC. If it was free, it was for me. And that was kind of the role model that we had in our family.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it was that clicked in me that just said I did not want to raise my children like that. At the time, I only had one. After I had my second son, I got a job. I started going to school and purchased a house at 26. I got off of every public assistant thing that there was. I didn't want anybody controlling me or telling me how much money I could make. It was hard. It was extremely hard. I was nervous because at that time I was the first person in my family that had a house. I had an aunt that had purchased a home prior to me buying, but they had lost that home. So when I was going through that process, I was alone. I was doing it, and it was extremely tough. So I would say, just because and I'm still in that house, and it's actually an amazing house. When I purchased it as a single mom, I did not even realize that we were across the street from the water. And the value of the home, it was the worst house on the block. Now it's one of the best house on the block. And we purchased it with what we could afford, and now it's worth an extremely a lot of money.
Very good.
And we just finished doing a full renovation of it, and I'm really, really proud of it because I know what the struggles were to get to it.
Right.
And I would say to anyone, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And just because you were dealt a bad hand, that doesn't mean that you have to keep that hand. Throw those cards in, get you a new deck. You write the final chapter of your book. And don't let anyone tell you what you're not capable of doing. You are capable. And as long as you believe in yourself, nobody else has to believe in you. You just have to believe in yourself. Take it day by day. You can accomplish anything that you want to. I use a lot of positive affirmations. I surround myself with positive affirmations. I do a lot of goal setting. I write things down. I keep it in my phone. Things that I want to achieve. Everything that I wanted to achieve, I have achieved. Not because it happened by mistake, but it was work to get to it. But I achieved every single thing that I wanted to achieve. I got bored and stopped making goals, and then I felt like life was just rolling itself on. So I do think you have to incorporate positive affirmations into your life, and you have to have goals. Goals, realistic goals, things that you can monitor, you can manage, and you can keep track of.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a success story that makes me feel inspired. So I'm pretty sure all my listeners will find a blessing from this and an inspiration to take into their own life. And I hope you'll come back again and we'll do another interview as time goes by.
Okay.
Thanks for joining
Sounds
me today.
good. Thank you.
And until next time, join us again for Pure Dimensions, Plain Pathways to Pursue Positive Provisions. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get more. So until next time, bye for now.